All the talk after the game was about Thomas Tuchel's decision to replace his keeper Edouard Mendy, who had an absolute stormer of a game, and bring on Kepa Arrizabalaga, his penalty specialist. Okay, here's the question I need to put to you, Jamie. He didn't save a penalty. We know what happened after that. He missed his. Was it just because the quality of the penalties were that high? Do you think it was the wrong decision?
Look, I think it's a completely wrong decision. If you're asking me if Mendy was going to save some, you don't know. I mean, the quality of the penalties was fantastic, but I think there was one that I think maybe Mendy would have got to. But you don't know. But the whole situation for me just stinks because Edouard Mendy was man of the match. He played unbelievable, and you know as a player, Ali will know this. When you're scoring, you keep scoring. You have that feeling every week. You go out on the pitch, I'm scoring today. Keepers are the same. When you start making saves, you get that feeling where, like, no one's scoring past me today. Doesn't matter where it's going, I'm saving it. And I felt like Mendy had that. And I know they talk about the tactical side of it. Kepa has saved penalties, whatever. But there's nothing like that feeling in a game where you grow in confidence as a player. And, and then you take him off.
Unbelievable.
And then the game goes to penalties, and Kepa doesn't get near one penalty. For me, I thought it was a crazy decision. And even though they can say, it was a tactical change. Well, you're the manager. You can see Mendy's been unbelievable in the game. Leave him on. Because you know in yourself thinking, Mendy's unbelievable today. I'm going to pull Kepa and say, listen, I know we've had a chat about it. If it goes to pens, I'm going to put you on. But there's no way I'm taking Mendy off because they can't score past him.
Jamie, that's exactly what Andy and I thought. We looked at each other and thought it was a strange decision because you're spot on. He was unbeatable for 120 minutes, and I made the point after the game as well, Jamie. I don't know whether you agree. Not only was it a poor decision for Chelsea, right? In hindsight, it's great, of course it is. But not only was it a poor decision for Chelsea. See, if I'm one of the Liverpool players taking the penalty, I'm ecstatic. I'm absolutely delighted. I am not scared that they're making a goalkeeping change. Quite the reverse, because I'm going to look at the keeper that's leaving, that's not been playing. I'm thinking to myself, well, we couldn't have beat him in 120 minutes. He's in one of these performances, of a lifetime, arguably, and they're actually replacing him. So I think not only is it a poor decision from Chelsea's point of view, but what a boost it must have given the Liverpool players.
Yeah, I honestly, I couldn't believe it, because it's not like they're putting on a man mountain of a guy who's massive in goal, and you're thinking, when you're standing up and you're walking up to put the ball down on the spot, you're thinking, oh wow, Kepa's in goal, he's massive. He doesn't swamp the goal, and I don't get it. I don't get the fascination with these tactical changes. And for me, Mendy is way more intimidating to be standing in goal than Kepa.
Yeah.
What about earlier in the game? Should it even have got to penalties or even extra time? Because Chelsea had some clear chances, Mason Mount's chances, for example.
Well, so did Liverpool, to be honest with you. That was the only part of the game I said that wasn't absolutely world class, and that was the quality of the finishing. Everything else in the game I thought was world class. Mount should score. He's got to score. Pulisic should score. Mane should score. There was chances in the games that top class strikers should have finished. No doubt about that. That was the only level of the game that wasn't absolutely top notch for me, Jamie.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I mean, the save from Mane,
ridiculous.
The double save from Mendy. I mean, that is out of the top drawer. The reactions to keep that out of the net. But as I was obviously listening to it and watching it. It's probably the best 0-0 I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous how good the game was.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Laura Woods, Monday to Wednesday mornings 6 till 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.